Welcome to Game 2 between Eagle's Cheek and TauruS. In the blue we have TauruS, and in the red we have Eagle's Cheek. So they're playing in the same colours again, and we are in Game 2, which means we are going to see the Aztec War. And the Aztec War, of course, always starts off with our 5, well, not always, just 99% of the time, starts off with our 5 militia drush, including the Eagle Warrior. So that's always a pretty devastating force. And then that'll go up into the Archer Skirmisher mix, which will then go into crossbows, and which then, if it gets to Imperial, will probably stay in crossbows for a bit, get some siege in there. And then that's going to go straight into the Elite Eagle Warriors, which will then we'll have a massive posse go in and just take out our opponent. So, what are we going to see in this game that we didn't see in the last one? Not a lot different, actually. We saw the drush in the first and second one, and from both players. I mean, that's pretty good. So, it always comes down to it as well if someone goes with an offensive or a defensive drush, because generally, like, I say offensive and defensive because from what I've seen in a lot of games, both players will put the barracks down, one player will go out, and one player will sit back at their base. They will then try and kill all the opponent's militia with losing as little as their own, and they'll go off and attack then they'll go off and attack their opponent. So, it depends how you look at it. That's how I look at it, the offensive and defensive. That's the difference between it when I say it, just in case anyone's ever wondering. So, Boar getting lured in there. That looks like the first one there. Looks like it could be a little bit actually, that lure looks like it's going to be pretty much perfectly on time. And if it gets under the town centre now, and I would call that a perfect lure. Absolutely perfect. First Boar coming in there, and another perfect lure here from Eagles if he gets it under that town centre. I'm going to call that semi-perfect, just because it's a little bit out there. That dude's going to have to stand up. So, 4 on the wood there. We have 4 on the berries. Do we have 4 on berries for you? We do now. And I think I hear another Boar getting lured in. No, it could have a bit of lag there just by looking at that there. And come on, get it under the town centre. Get it under, get it under, get it under. No, it's not going under. But Loom, of course, making it easier to get away with luring Boar. Sheep over here hasn't pushed them too far away from his enemy, so he's been nice about that. Of course, he could always send them back to himself or up into this corner over here, which I believe we have seen. And Wild Boar about to finish up then. So, again, not the best timing, just due to the fact that these guys have nothing they can do while they're waiting for this Boar. The idea is you want both your Boar in at a time which you can absolutely... you want it on about 20 when it gets to about there. That way it finishes up, the village gets under the town centre and goes straight under. And... interesting. So there must have been some lag going on in this game. So militia being created there, whether or not we're going to see the 5 or the 3 is the question. And going for deer, so when someone goes to deer, honestly to me, that generally means they're going to be going for these 5 militia. Just because you don't, well, as fast as it is from gathering from deer, a lot of people don't do it because there is a long walk time, and it pretty much evens it up. But, you know, and going into farms there actually as well, that's quite a few farms to have out at this stage. So we could either be going fully into militia, or we could see a big skirmisher rush, which is always interesting. We have the Eagle Warrior up here. And off go the militia. Do we see the offensive or defensive? So both militia at the moment are going offensive, and it looks like they could head into each other right about here actually. And it's going to come down to who gets this hill bonus here. And looks like we're going to see TauruS get it. But losing that militia right off the bat there is not going to help him. And getting pulled down here. And it's going to be fairly close, and there we go. So TauruS using that hill bonus there to do the most damage, and surviving with 2 really badly injured militia and an Eagle Warrior. Of course, not as bad as it could be. And the wall off right here has been completed to some stage. He's going to obviously try and get this bit in here. Looks like he's going to be able to get through here quite quickly. And there we go, so he's managing to get through that. However, the rest of the wall has gone up, which means this Eagle Warrior is going to be trapped. And unless these militia decide to go around the long way, they're not going to be able to get in there and do any significant harassment. So, both players going up at this stage. We see TauruS going up now, Eagle's just a little bit behind. So we are seeing quite a late advance from both players. However, you've got to remember that militia aren't cheap, especially in Dark Age. They are quite expensive. So it comes down to how you use them. And neither player really got any harassment in there. We did see, I believe it's TauruS, he did get like a little attack on that villager there, but nothing too major. And actually, is he still alive? Where is he? I have no idea. I'm just gonna click like crazy. Nope, couldn't see him. Unless... no, it's like, where's Wally? Never gonna find him unless you actually try. So, we only saw TauruS go up there, which means we're going to see Eagles Cheat just behind him. And there we go, Eagles Cheat up as well. Both players quite close actually, so the rush distance is quite small. Like if you look about it, there's just this little plane of no man's land here. And double archery going up there for Eagles Cheat, and single, and then the double going... No, just a single and the Smith going down actually, which is something you don't usually see. So he's going to be pushing that tech advantage as soon as possible, which is really interesting to see, because most people go for mass over tech in Feudal Age. So... are we going to see any tech done real quickly? And there goes the second archer, and so he's got the second range down and the Smith already up. So, and a few idols there actually. But no Smith yet for Eagles Cheat, which is interesting, because if he gets out-teched, he's going to be in trouble. Feudal tech, of course, isn't as important as Imperial and Castle Age tech, but... still, if you're outranged and out-armored, it's going to always take you that little extra arrow, or that little extra bit of micro, and that little bit of extra effort to take out those archers. So, and the thing is as well, if you're outranged, he's going to take a few out before you even manage to get some of his. So you always want to keep the damage and range probably as... well, the range is probably the most important thing. You want to keep the range as close as possible. Just because of that fact. And are we seeing a Smith yet from you? Yeah, so the Smith is there now. Whether or not it's been there for ages, I've just been looking over it, I have no clue. And Castle Age for TauruS, that is very, very interesting, because we see no attempt on Castle Age yet from Eagles Cheat. He has got the 400 food up, but he's going to need to double that, and he's going to need to double his gold count at least as well. So, and Archer's been created, crossbows there, and tech. And so that's why we saw the early Smith go down, just because of the fact he's going to want to get he wanted to get up to the next stage. And Villager getting taken out there, bad luck. Crossbows, of course, going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. Really notice these guys here and intercept, or looks like Eagles managed to notice this, so he is going to pull back. However, right now, it looks like we're going to see Eagles Cheat coming in for a big attack, but it looks like TauruS has left himself a back door over there. So it looks like it's going to come down to, at the moment, who can do the most damage. We see 2 town centers going up for TauruS right now, which means he's going to be able to increase his villager saturation, which of course means he can lose a lot more. These villagers over here, going to be able to take these ones down, and they're going to take a long time to replenish, just because of the fact. And here we go actually as well, garrisoning this town centre here, forcing these archers here not to be able to do anything. Brilliant play by TauruS actually, he's put these town centres up in a great position. Over here, what are we seeing? Not a lot. These crossbows going to be able to come down over here. Probably going to be able to out-micro those guys down here if he wants to. However, he hasn't got that range upgrade, and he hasn't... His opponent's actually ahead in upgrades right now, just because he's got that archer upgrade. But he doesn't look like he's going to be upgrading to Feudal anytime soon. And Eagles Cheat forced to withdraw out there, which of course is very interesting, losing one of each right there, and great micro there by TauruS actually. And let's see just how much damage he can do. And looks like he's going to lose quite a few here actually. Yes, and that's going to be that army there going. However, I believe we do have quite a few more crossbows on the way. And what is this? This is a siege workshop, so we are going to see Mangonel get created, maybe even Rams. But generally, you can find as well when your opponent's going Mangonels. Mangonels are more defensive, and Rams are more offensive, so they build a forward siege workshop and build Rams. But you know, when it comes down to cost, it comes down to cost. And there we go, so we've got Castle right now. We did have to see the market go up there to trade off some resources. These crossbows here are going to be absolutely gutted if they keep staying there. And right now it's going to come down to if Eagles Cheat can just hold out to get to Castle Age. Because if he gets out-teched, which he hasn't yet, his opponent just has crossbows, that's about all he has. But if he keeps this mass and manages to mass all these up to crossbows, manages to get all his Castle Age upgrades, he's going to be in a really good spot, especially with the scores this close. TauruS, however, has got his 3 town centers, which means he's going to be booming by now, and we actually see the offensive Mangonel coming out now, which is going to be able to do a lot of damage to these archers if they stay clumped up like that. And he might actually be able to get a good hit in here if he's really careful. So I'm interested to see this. I'm probably going to stick over here, just because I don't think he knows he's got this Mangonel here yet. He's not expecting it right now, and I'm just waiting for the one big bang. No damage there. So not getting as much damage as you would like to, and claiming a few off the end there, getting a bit of splash damage though. But right now, Eagles Cheat has managed to go up to Castle Age. So he's going to have that crossbow, he is going to have the Bodkin arrow upgrade, which is of course going to be good, and it looks like TauruS has only just gotten that. And here comes the damage right now, but we see the barracks is getting the high ground advantage, so that is going to take quite a bit to kill off. And come on, turn this Mangonel around, get a good hit. Let's see if Eagle's expecting it. He knows it's there. So now he's just got to try and keep out of range of it, or keep really, really spread out. And he's got 2 up on the front line now. So it looks like TauruS is going to go for that one big hit. And if he manages to get it, there's going to be a lot of damage done. And he's probably going to be able to outnumber. But until then, he's going to be outnumbered. And here go the crossbows. So the crossbows must be coming down here, and they're going to want to get in through here, and they're going to want to do a lot of damage to this base down over here. Eagles cheat, what are you up to? Not a lot. 84 population to TauruS, 93 to Eagles cheat. So Eagles cheat at the moment having the higher population, and the score's literally 1 point apart when I just looked then, which is really interesting. And losing quite a few villages here actually, just due to this mass amount of crossbows. And here we go, this could actually be a big hit right now. These mangonels are going to be able to do the damage, and I think he's sensing that those mangonels should be quite in the area. Temple going down, or monastery going down there. So we might actually see the advance soon from TauruS. So I'm going to just swap over real quickly and try not to miss any of these mangonels. And there we go, so he is going up. TauruS is going up. So this means he is going to be able to get out a big Eagle Warrior strike as soon as he wants to, or he can go up to Arbalest, of course. Even Oniga, or even Siege Oniga if he really wants to take it up, but of course that'll be quite a late game. And there we go, so we have the extra barracks being put down, so we are going to see that. And looks like there was quite a big mangonel hit actually there from Eagles cheat, which is interesting, because it looked like all these units here died, lost a mangonel, lost 2 more there. So that was quite a big hit right there from TauruS. He's down by 600 points at this stage, so he's just going to have to hold out until he gets that Imperial upgrade, which of course is really, really interesting. Because once he gets that, he's going to be able to completely overwhelm these forces here, if he can outmass, which is always what it comes down to. And he's got his chainmail upgrade on the way there, about to finish off, there we go. So he's going to be able to get that Elite Eagle Warrior. Currently 500 points, 400 points difference at the moment, so it's definitely winnable still. And it's just going to come down to how well these Eagle Warriors are used. So here we go, Eagle Warriors, Eagle Warriors, Eagle Warriors, come on, where is it? And Elite Eagle Warriors started on the destroying barracks. Probably not the smartest move ever, so he's probably going to have to start that one again, unless there is a reason, and nope, so rebuilding that one there, force resources, and there we go, so the research has been done. Got the attack upgrade, no attack upgrades yet, sorry, but they do have the armor upgrades, and he's going to be able to absolutely use this posse to just destroy his opponent's archers down here. Looks like we have a mill coming up down here as well, and here comes the posse. Getting in, doesn't have that last armor upgrade yet, which means they are going to be able to be taken out quite easily by these archers when they are massed. And finishing off those units there, and right now TauruS has reclaimed the lead by a lot of points actually, so I would assume that Eagles is actually going up. Yes, he is. He is indeed. And these Eagles here are just going to be able to kill off these units here really, really slowly, of course. But looks like they won't get it either. Looks like he did actually stop to micro, which is interesting, of course. But more Eagles always on the way. And are we going to see that last upgrade for the armor? Come on, as soon as that gets done, it's pretty much game. And there we go, plate mail has been done, so here it goes. This is the beginning of the end right now. Unless his opponent can get a castle up and get some Jaguar Warriors out, there's not going to be a lot to do. He can finish this off with. So his opponent going for Eagle Warriors as well, but Eagle Warriors versus Elite Eagle Warriors, we know how that's going to end, especially when you've got the plate mail upgrade. Using that mangonel there to try and get as much damage in here as possible, always a smart idea. Archer range get taken down, Forward Siege Workshop going up, currently up by 1,400 points, and Eagles cheat under attack still hasn't got that Elite Eagle Warrior upgrade. I don't even know if he's Imperial yet. And it looks like he's only Imperial now, so it's still going to take quite a while for him to get that Elite Eagle Warrior upgrade. And it looks like TauruS has done the damage, so he's currently up by 1,500 points, which was a good comeback considering he was so outmassed by those archers. But of course, going Eagles was definitely the right decision there. Are we seeing any attack upgrades yet? We have seen the forging upgrade, so we are going to see the next one quite soon. And then obviously we'll go into the blast furnace, blast forge, one or the other. Blast forge sounds awesome, but I think it's going to be blast furnace. But looks like right now Eagles cheat is down for the count. He's being moved in on extremely quickly. He's got rams pushing in through the side here. He is not up to date on his technologies. He's getting swamped by this posse of Eagles. And a lot of his resources at the moment are actually going down. He's also losing a lot of his production facilities, which is really important this late in the game. When you're Imperial, you want as many production facilities as you can, just because they can do so much damage. And getting attacked to this one over here, obviously being attacked on too many fronts there to be able to micro this. and going the villagers yet again, and there we have the good game from Eagles Cheat. So TauruS taking this matchup in 2-0, and we'll see him in round 2.